So why would God destroy something if he was the one who made it? Why would he destroy it?
Very
So
true.
it means that he was not the one who made that building. He
Mm,
was not the one who created that temple.
mm,
This is why he's destroying it, because he didn't make it. He didn't build the
mm,
temple.
mm,
You see? So if God is not building the temple, then temple cannot stand.
true.
God didn't build the temple in the Old Testament. It wasn't him. It wasn't funded by him. It wasn't endorsed by him. You see?
Mm,
That wasn't the temple. Moses gave them the authority to build the temple. Moses was the one who gave them the right to build the temple. You
mm,
see?
mm,
Moses gave them that right.
mm.
You can build the temple, so build the temple, right? Erect this temple.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus disowns that temple and says, this is not the temple, this is not my temple. Disowns the temple and
Mm-hmm.
rejects the temple to even belong to him.
Mm-hmm. That's
Do you get
true.
the point? He has
Yeah,
no association with that temple.
it's very true.
Do you get the point I'm making?
Yeah, he didn't. He rejected it, and he said that in 3 days he will build it. He'll destroy it, and then in 3 days' time he'll build it.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about himself, the death, the burial, and resurrection. That was what he was mentioning. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
understand what you're saying. That's what God built in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is what Christ what is I think in Hebrews explains it as well, doesn't it? About that very thing that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to it. I think it's either Hebrews 8.
Is he talking about the temple?
Yeah, I was talking about the temple. Yeah, Hebrews 8. He says, "Now, in these things which we are saying, the chief point is this: we have such a high priest who sat down at the right hand of the throne of majesty in the heaven, a minister of the sanctuary and the true tabernacle,
So the
which the Lord
true
pitched, not
tabernacle.
man."
What did he say? Why are you reading so fast?
Yeah, I know.
So
Sorry.
the thing, the previous verse.
Yeah. So now, in the things which we are saying, the chief point is this: we have such a high priest who sat down on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. 2. A minister of the sanctuary and of the true
Mm-hmm.
tabernacle.
Of the true minister of the sanctuary, of the true tabernacle. You
Mm,
see, this is clearly a spiritual building.
yeah, it is.
You understand? This is a
Mm,
spiritual building.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it says, which the Lord pitched.
Which the Lord pitched. So this temple that the Lord pitched by himself is nothing. The children of Israel didn't know about this temple.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's true. They didn't. And it says, not man. which the Lord pitched, not man.
You see? Not man.
Not man. Mm.
So man didn't pitch a temple, any temple.
They didn't pitch this temple, no.
Do you get my point?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man didn't pitch any temple.
Mm. And then he explains a little bit more about it. He says, for every high priest is appointed to offer both gifts and sacrifices. Wherefore it is necessary that this high priest also have somewhat to offer. Now, if he were on earth, he would not be a priest at all, seeing there are those who offer the gifts according to the law.
Mm-hmm.
5. Who serve that which is a copy and a
Mm-hmm.
shadow of the heavenly things,
Mm-hmm.
of the heavenly things,
Mm-hmm.
even as Moses is warned of God when he is about to make the tabernacle. For, see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern that was shown thee in the mount. But now have he obtained a ministry the more excellent, by
Mm-hmm.
so much as he is also the mediator of a better covenant,
Mm-hmm.
which hath been enacted upon better promises.
Mm-hmm.
For
So
if the
the
first,
covenant, so the covenant is a promise. Remember
yes,
that. The
mm-hmm,
covenant is
is promises, better promises.
a promise. The
Mm,
covenant is a promise. Now that
mm,
promise made is a promise fulfilled by God. So God made the covenant on a promise which he made, which he has fulfilled.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So what happened is that God came to Abraham and told him about salvation and promised
mm-hmm,
that Abraham about salvation, and then he fulfilled the promise.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
He came through on the promise.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's true. He made the promise and he came through with it. Amen. 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then would no place have been sought for a second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to lead them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they continue not in my covenant,
They
and I regarded them not.
continue not in my covenant. So read
Mm,
that verse again. Look at what's happening. Read that verse
mm,
again.
yeah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
Not according. No, read the previous the previous
Okay.
verse.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord,
Mhm.
that I will make a new covenant.
I will make a new.
Covenant.
You see, I will make a new covenant. Pay
Mm,
attention to the words because it's very important that people pay attention. Continue reading.
mhm. With the house of Israel,
With the house of Israel, go on.
with the house of Judah.
With the house of Judah, go on. So with the house of Israel and Judah, I will make the new covenant.
Yeah.
You get the point?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Not according to the covenant that I made
Not according to the covenant that I made. In where?
with the fathers, with their fathers.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In the day,
Uh-huh.
in the
In the
day that I
day.
took
Uh-huh.
them,
Uh-huh.
took them by the hand
Uh-huh.
to lead them forth
Uh-huh.
out of the land of Egypt.
So it's not the covenant is not like that one which was when they were being led out of Egypt.
Hmm.
Go on.
But they continued not in my covenant.
But they continued not now. Something if you are paying attention, tell me what's happening, what's wrong there.
Hmm. Yeah, it says, for they continue not in my covenant. So they didn't.
Go on.
But I regarded them not.
Mm-hmm.
I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
After those days,
Mm-hmm.
saith the Lord, I will put
Mm-hmm.
my laws into their mind,
Mm-hmm.
and on their hearts also will I write them.
So Moses cannot do that.
Yeah.
You see, Moses couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In fact, it is pointless and useless. Moses can't even do something like that. The law of
Mm-hmm.
Moses. The letter, the law cannot do that. Deal with the man in that way. Can't deal with the man in that way. Deal with
Mm-hmm.
the man or woman in that way.
Mm-hmm.
This is making sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And I will be to them a God.
You see? So was he not a God before? To them.
Mm. And on their hearts also will I write them, and I will be
Mm-hmm.
to them a God,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall be to me a people,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall not teach every man his fellow
So which
citizen.
means that God was yet to create a people. God was yet to create a people.
Mm,
He was
that's true.
yet to do it when he spoke this prophecy to them. God was yet to create this nation.
That's true. That's very true.
You understand? So they were just claiming that God was their God. God was their God. Really?
Mm,
God was their God. God was their God. It's only because the fact that he made an agreement with Abraham and the fact
mm-hmm,
that they have the law.
mm-hmm,
But God was not their God.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Read that
mm.
verse again. Let's see why God was not their God.
Okay. And on their heart also will I write them,
Uh-huh.
and I'll be to them a God.
He will be to them a God. So God is yet to be a God to the people.
Mm,
And he not yet. He's yet to be a God to the people.
interesting.
What's going on in here?
And they shall be to me a people, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his fellow citizen, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
All shall know me, from the
Mm-hmm.
least to the greatest of them. For I will be merciful to their iniquities, and their sins
Mm-hmm.
will I remember no more.
You
In
see
that
that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For I will be merciful to their iniquities, and their sins will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he has made the first old. But
Mhm.
that which is
So
becoming
God, yes, it was yet to carve out a nation. God
mm,
was yet to carve out a nation.
interesting.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
because if these are the people of God, do you understand? It wouldn't have given that definition if these were the people of God.
That's very
Even
true.
Jesus said that if you are the seed of Abraham, but actually your father is the devil, but
Mm,
they are claiming to be children of Abraham.
they were because of biologically.
They're claiming to be children of Abraham. They say that God is their God. But Jesus says, no, God is not your God.
Wow.
You see, if God was actually your God, a God to you, do you get me?
Yeah.
The language and the discussion will be different.
Then you'll love me.
You would have believed what he said. You would have
Mm,
known about what he said.
yeah.
So you can see that God was yet to carve out a nation.
Mm,
So God was so all those people that the fathers, the elders,
mm,
those ones were being engrafted or put into that nation, grafted
mm,
into that nation to create
mm,
that nation, right?
mm,
So who was the people of God? You see,
mm,
there's the question. Number one, who were the people of God? You see,
mm.
because he made the agreement with who? Abraham
Abraham.
and the seed. So that was the agreement between Abraham and the seed. You were not involved in that
Mm,
agreement.
mm,
You see, but God within the agreement, God made it clear to Abraham, I'm making the agreement with you and the seed, but
mm.
I am adding something within the agreement, which is that there are others who will believe after you. You're going to be an example. There are others who will believe after you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Do you understand? So that is within the agreement.
Mm,
So these were not even just, this was an agreement which God made with himself, promising it to who? To Abraham.
mm, mm.
Does that make sense what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah, that's clear. And then it says, in that he setteth a new covenant, he hath made the first old. But that which is becoming old and waxeth
So with
age.
the covenant, you need a temple. Temple is a major in this thing.
Mm,
Temple is one of the major things that you need. Temple is vital to this covenant.
mm, that's true. Good point.
The temple is what?
Vital.
Is vital. So they took it serious when the temple was erected, when the temple was built.
Yes, they did.
So the temple is not a place that you can be playing around with. In.
That's
You
true.
have priests in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So they took the temple what?
Mm.
Seriously.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And then it says, but that which is being old and waxeth aged is nigh unto vanishing away. And then I'll go to, I think it continues into 9, doesn't it? And then it says, now, even the first covenant had ordinances of divine service and its sanctuary of this world. 2. For there was a tabernacle, prepared the first, wherein were the candlesticks and the table and the showbread, which is called the holy place. And after the second veil, the tabernacle, which is called the Holy of Holies, having a golden altar of incense, and the ark of the covenant overlaid about with gold, wherein was a golden pot holding the manna, and Aaron's rod that budded, and the tables of the covenant, and above it cherubim of glory overshadowing the mercy seat, and which things we cannot speak severely. 6. Now these things having been thus prepared, the priests go in continuously into the first tabernacle, accomplishing the service. 7. But into the second, the high priest alone, once in the year, not without blood, which he offereth from himself and from the errors of the people. The Holy Spirit, this signifying that the way into the holy place have not yet been made manifest, while the first tabernacle is yet standing, which is a figure of the time present, according to which are offered both gifts and sacrifices that cannot, as touching the conscience, make the worshipper perfect, being only with meats and drinks and diverse washings, carnal ordinances, imposed until a time of reformation. But Christ, having come high priest of the good things to come, through the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this creation. 12. Nor yet through the blood of goats and calves, but through his own blood, entered in once for all into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption. 13. For if the blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of heifer, sprinkling them that have been defiled, sanctify unto the cleanliness of the flesh. 14. How much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish unto God, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living God. 15. And for this cause he is the mediator of the new covenant, that a death having taken place for the redemption of the transgressions, you see, that we under the first covenant, that they that have been called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance. For there is a testament, for where a testament is, there must of necessity be the death of him that made it. For a testament is of force where there have been death, but it does never avail while he that made it liveth. 18. Wherefore even the first covenant haveth not been dedicated without blood. 19. For when every commandment had been given by Moses unto all the people according to the law, he took the blood of the calves and the goats with water and scarlet wool, and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book itself and all the people. 20. Saying, This is the blood of the covenant which God commanded to you ward. Moreover, the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry he sprinkled in like manner with the blood. 22. And according to the law, I may almost say all things are cleansed with blood, and apart from the shedding of blood, there is no remission. 23. It was necessary, therefore, that the copies of the things in the heavens should be cleansed with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifice than these. 24. For Christ entered not into a holy place made with hands, like in patterns to the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear before the face of God for us. 25. Not yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entereth into the holy place, year by year with blood, not his own. 26. Else must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once at the end of the ages have he made manifested to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And inasmuch as it is appointed unto men once to die, and after this cometh judgment. 28. So Jesus also, having been once offered to bear the sins of many, shall appear a second time apart from sin to them that await for him unto salvation. Do you want me to continue? Do you have any points on that one? I
Yeah,
can continue.